I can admit when I mess up or when I'm running behind, but I was mommying. My daughter had a choir performance tonight. So I was in my mind, this kind of goes to relationships too, and managing and balancing everything. I was like, I'll go there for a few minutes. And Shay, I told you, I'll go for a few minutes and I'll come back and make sure I'm here at 7. And then when I repeated it back to my husband, he was like, okay, so what do I do again? You go do and I go pick up. I said, you know what? I'm fully present. I got to be there for my baby. So that's why I'm late. So I apologize to y'all. But I'm a licensed and marriage and family therapist, and I'm a relationship coach, author, speaker. I'm also a Navy veteran and a military spouse. I'm from Baton Rouge, and I have been here in Fort Worth. We've been here for a little over a year. It's not our first time in Texas. I used to be stationed in San Antonio. When I first came in the military, we were also stationed in Wichita Falls. My middle child was born here. So I've kind of been around Texas here and there, for a while. But yes, I primarily work with couples. I love this family work. I love working with Black families. I know people think it's the most popular thing to say you work with everybody. I love working with our people. Like I really do. I really love working with our people because I am very big on, just building, strong, healthy, Black families. Like that is my passion. That's what I really and truly desire to do every single day. So I am here on Facebook. You can find me Casey King. On Instagram, Instagram KS King, KCS King. Yes. And I recently authored my book right here. It's called Life of a Military Spouse. Your dreams matter too.
Yeah, so tell people about the book. So tell people about the book and how they can purchase the book. And what inspired this? Because y'all, Casey is she's so reserved and quiet. So when she popped up with the book, I had to just snatch it and be like, you got to get on the podcast and talk about it.
She did. Before it even launched, she was like, hey, yeah. I started this book about really 4 years ago, about probably almost 5 years ago. I was in Mississippi and I was driving about 45 minutes to see a client. And my mom, like, you know what, I'm tired of this mess. Like, this is just, I'm just over this. And I'm like, I just got to talk about it, because people don't understand just the ebbs and flows and how many times you have to just change and, readjust. And it's a never ending phase that, we have to go through. So I really want to write this book and just give spouses hope, because oftentimes when we go into the military, not go into the military, but we support our spouses that are in the military, we feel to believe that was our only role, is that as a support. And so our job is to be there to support. Our job is to be there to take care of the kids, make sure our soldier is okay and they have all their needs and they're comfortable and home life is great for them. And not so much, hey, yes, you are your partner's support, but your partner is also your support. And whatever your dreams are, whatever your desires are, they matter too. And you don't have to put your dreams in your life on hold, just because, you are a military spouse. Your dreams matter too. And I've had so many situations in my life where things are going great, things are good. I'm getting this promotion, things are happening, we got to move. So I have to drop everything, and, move again. Things are getting okay. We get into a transition, stop. Pandemic hit, kids are out of school, you got to quit your job, and so life stops again. And so that's often how and when I say spouses, I want to include, men too, because there is a small percentage of men who are spouses, and they have to follow, their wife around or their partner around. And that can even make them feel some type of way, as the leader, as the provider, and I have to stop my life or stop what I'm doing or being in my natural role to, kind of, follow you in your dreams. And so when do I get my turn? And so that's what I talk about in this book, just my life and my journey and not giving up. And I brought a few other ladies, on too, just to kind of talk about that and all that they've been through as a, military spouse, so they can fulfill their dreams.
Wow, that is amazing. And I didn't think about the men that have wives in the military. They might not go and do all that. So that is definitely different. Like, have you had a client that was like on the other end, or did anybody get featured in the book that was a male that had a wife in the military?
No, I didn't, because that's something I want to do. I want to kind of tap into next, because they are out there. I know many men who's had to, either they were in the military and they got out, or they met, hometown, situation, and, wife joined the military and I pick up and come with you. And so I definitely want to include them, because it's such a different shift, and the role reversal is very, very real.
Yes.
So I think that's something I do want to kind of touch on at some point.
Yeah. And I'm gonna ask this question too. Do they actually talk about it before they actually get together? Like, this is a conversation before they take it to the next level, okay? Because a lot of time when people they accept it, but then when they get off into it, then they say, I didn't sign up for this and I don't want to be here no more. So being honest is important. Being honest with each other is very important. Instead of just go ahead and say yes real quick, just sit and think about it. That's why Jesus always said, have you sat down and considered the cost? Some people were so quick to go bill, but have not sat down and considered the cost. If you tell a person where you coming from, where you going, don't answer so quick. I want you to sit and think about it for a minute, marinate on it, then get back with me. But some people, they so quick to answer yes, and then they go down, I didn't sign up for this. But it could have been avoided if we sat and thought about it. Don't answer so quick. Have you sat down and considered the cost? That's something I believe in. Because
that's a good that's a good question too, Casey. Like, did it ever become a point? Because I remember you mentioning, like, you were starting some stuff and then you might have to you got to move, you got to start over, you got to get to know people over again, all kind of things. So, like, how did that affect you, like, your relationship? Like, it's like, was you feeling like defeated, and like, how did you feel processing that?
Yeah. So, one, a lot of people don't have those conversations of what that will look like, because sometimes a service member, they don't really think to say, hey, I want you to marry me, but let me tell you about my life and really what's going to happen. When you meet a doctor and you're like, oh, he a doctor, oh, he's doing well, oh, he's making money, but you will never see him. So we don't, they don't have those conversations that I can give you this life, but no, oftentimes this life don't really include me.
Right.
And so we don't really sit and have those conversations. For me, it was very unique, because when I met my husband, I was in the military too. So I had an understanding of what I was getting myself into. Now, it doesn't make you feel any different. When you have a baby, my husband left, our daughter was 2 months. He came back when she was 1. He left before she turned 2, came back before she turned 3. So it still doesn't take away just those feelings of, loneliness. And I know this is what's going to happen, but I didn't know it was going to be like this. I knew I was going to be alone at some points, but I didn't know I was going to be alone for the first 20 or 36 months. So on my end, and for some people who are dual meal and one gets out, meaning both you are in the military and someone gets out, they often have an understanding of what that looks like, and they do often have those conversations. But initially, many people, they really don't have those conversations about. And even when you're kind of going in the military, when you're going in the military, 18, 19, 20, 22, you don't know yourself, you know, what you're getting into, to even explain it to your partner or your girlfriend that you're trying to, you know, bring along. So that kind of goes back to those expectations, that those are conversations that we really should be having, you know, very early on, of what our life is going to look like. And we don't do that.
So true, because I was just telling my fiance that the other day. I was like, you know, like we never thought about when all the kids get in school, like what we would have to do. You know, like now we got an 11-year-old, we got a 5-year-old, and a 3-year-old. We got 3 different schools we got to pull up to, because nobody's in the same age bracket. So we got 3 different schools, different schedules for each one, got to be picked up by a different time and different days. One got to do this. And I was like, we never thought about that. Like when you just having kids and you just not thinking about, you're not thinking about none of that. You're not.
But you know, the thing about that though is, this is one thing I tell my couples, that those expectation conversations should always be happening, because we are always in some sort of transition, right? Mm-hmm. You know, we have an 11-year-old, we have a middle schooler, elementary schooler, and we have our 3-year-old who just be around here every day. You know, so we have those conversations when he retired. What's this going to look like? Now you're going to be here every day. So now we're in this, you know, transition. Okay. And I'm not home as much anymore. Let's talk about this transition. What it's going to look like, how it's going to affect you, how it's going to affect me, how it's going to affect the kids. And that shouldn't be just that, okay, we had this conversation over the summer. No, now we're in August. Or now we're in September, October. Okay, this thing been kind of going on for a couple of months. So what do you think? Is there anything I need to, you know, alter? This is kind of coming up. What are your thoughts about this?